Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the next video on the topic of weak squares and how to use them. So in this video I prepared a game between Lilienthal and Botvinnik, pretty old game from the year 1945, but Lilienthal was one of the top players in that age, and Botvinnik obviously as well, being world champion, absolutely legendary Russian chess player. So the game started with d4, d5, c4, e6, pretty standard everything here, this kind of triangle Slav here, and after knight f3, knight f6, we transposed to a semi-Slav, and white decided to go into this Carlsbad structure here, and surprisingly let go of his bishop pair pretty early. And yeah, after these moves here, queen e7, long castle, he went for this slightly uncommon way to castle here. Mostly white goes for the short castle here, and then often prepares this minority attack with queen c2, followed by rook b1 and b4, b5. This is like the standard plan here. But he went long castle, and after knight f6, rook e1, possibly hinting on the fact that he would like to go e4. That's why Botvinnik went bishop e6, stepping in the queen's way here and avoiding e4 at the same time. Queen c2, and now Botvinnik also castled long. If he would castle short, then he might have been afraid that white could start an attack here on the king side, even though black also has his ideas here, but Botvinnik went for long castle either way. White went knight e5, king b8, f4, and he has this nice outpost in e5, but it's not an entire outpost because we can still kick out the knight later on with f6. If the pawn were on e5, then it would be a bit different, because then the knight on e5 cannot be kicked out anymore. Botvinnik went c5, which was a very timely decision, simply countering on the other side of the board while white wants to do some business in the center. White went king b1, and now a small exercise for you. Botvinnik found the right way to approach the position here. There is one very strong continuation here. And I will give you already a small hint that the square on e4 could be a potential target, which Botvinnik managed to fight for in quite a great way here. So Botvinnik played c4 here, kicking away this bishop here. White played bishop f5. If the bishop were to go back to another square, then it would probably be similar to the game. Also bishop e4 here looks very logical. Also g6 could be played, preparing bishop f5, so there are quite a few options here as well. White played bishop f5, and after bishop f5, queen f5. Now another small question for you: what would you play here with black? Botvinnik again found the right way. Again, another hint: square on e4 could be a target, but for now still the knight on c3 is protecting this square. So if you can somehow manage to magically remove this knight on c3, then our knight has an amazing outpost on e4, and therefore Botvinnik played bishop e4, making himself ready to capture on c3 and then put his knight to the fantastic square on e4. White went queen c2, and Botvinnik played rook d6 first. Anyway, there is not a rush to take on c3, since white cannot move the knight due to the rook on e1 being under attack. White played rook e2, and now he took on c3, and after b takes c3 knight e4, we see this knight can never be kicked out anymore, because white already committed himself to this move f4. Botvinnik won this game pretty easily. Now, after king a1, rook a6, he also has the idea to move his queen to a3 or the rook and target the pawn on c3, which is also a weakness. That's why white played queen c1, rook d8, rook c2, rook d6. Now the other rook joins into the attack, and after knight g4, rook g6, again hitting the knight, h3, h5, knight e5. Now he goes to b6. And after queen a3, we just see total domination. And yeah, after knight g5, there was already a tactic here with knight takes c3. Since rook takes c3 doesn't work because of queen takes a2, checkmate. White took on a3, rook a3, rook c1, knight b5. But black is simply winning here. He is one pawn up, but also the pawn on d4 can fall any second. And yeah, the game concluded in pretty short time here. So c4, the key move of the whole game. Removing the bishop from defending this square on e4, and after bishop f5 takes. Now I think it helps to to adapt this mindset that which squares are potentially weak and how can I use them. So in this fact, in this position, you see the square on e4 is a weakness, but how can you use them? By eliminating the defender on c3, so by playing bishop e4, which Botvinnik did, and he managed to win a pretty nice game here. So I hope you enjoyed this this video. If you did so, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It would help out the channel a lot. You can also follow me on my socials, Twitter, Instagram, my website, felixburger.com. And until then, see you next time, and thank you for watching.